been a while since we've done like an official kind of sit down update. So we're gonna catch you up from when we started Stimms until where we are now. So they have a period before you start stimulation medication called a suppression period. So they put you on birth control to quiet your ovaries, gain control of your cycle, and that happens from anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. I was on birth control for 2 weeks, and then we went to get our birth control check, and I was not suppressed enough. And so what that means is that when they did the ultrasound, I had follicles that were pretty large and a cyst that was growing. And during that time, they want your follicles to be really small, because if you have a dominant follicle, it'll prevent the other follicles from growing when you start stimulation medication. And then my estrogen levels were too high, and the point of the birth control is to suppress your estrogen levels. So I was put on birth control for another 2 weeks. I was not happy about that. I did not feel great on birth control. I don't know how people take that regularly. It was not fun for me. But when we went, so we did birth control for 2 more weeks, and then I was still not as suppressed as they liked, but the cyst was gone, and I was suppressed enough to where they thought that we could start. And so we were able to start stimulation medication, which is a big milestone in IVF. It started about like 2 shots a day, and then into like the 4th day we were doing 3 shots a day. I felt pretty decent during the process. Jordan was a champ. He he administered the shots.
She actually did most of everything. Like, she mixed up all the vials and all of the saline solution, made sure all the air bubbles were out of the syringes and all that stuff. All I had to do was point and shoot.
He was a good point and shooter. And that, there was a block for me. I don't think I could administer my own medications. So yeah, we had an interesting time doing that. I felt emotionally really great and physically really great until about day 7. Then I started to bruise a little bit, which makes sense, and start to feel a little bit bloated. But really the worst part was that I felt the worst post egg retrieval, which was interesting. So let's see, what else? So we did stimming meds for about 9 days, and during that time, every other day they're monitoring you. In fact, I think there was 1 week we went up 4 times in a week, so lots of driving. And we had car problems during one of the monitoring sessions and had to rent a car, which was really stressful. And so the night before the egg retrieval, we definitely were like, nope, we're gonna stay in Portland so we can eliminate any potential mishap. Because the point of Stimms is, so there you do your stim medication, and then they stop you when they see that your follicles are growing. They want your follicles to look big and mature, and that's what they're doing at those appointments, is measuring the follicles. And then they'll say, okay, we're going to stop your medication, and they'll have you do what's called a trigger shot, and that's to trigger your body to ovulate. And the timing has to be exact. We had to give a trigger shot at exactly 9 o'clock, and then 36 hours from that trigger shot is when our egg retrieval was. So like being late, you could have ovulated early, and that would have ruined our cycle. We would have had to still pay for everything. There was just like too much anxiety for us. So yeah, we stayed in a hotel room. And what else? The procedure went fine. They had a hard time getting a vein, which is rare for me. And yeah, how long was I under? Like 30 minutes or something?
Something like that. Yeah, it was quick.
Mm-hmm. They got 17 eggs, 16 were mature, 9 fertilized, and then of the 9, they evaluate, they look at the cells every day, and once they pretty much can't count any more cells, then those are the fully developed blastocysts. So we ended up with 4, which I think we have mixed feelings about.
4 is better than 0, but we were hoping for a little bit more.
Yeah, I think what people don't understand about IVF is there's no guarantees, and you're putting a lot on your body. You're paying a lot out of pocket. And so for everything that you go through, I mean, I just felt disappointed because I know that of those 4 embryos, it's possible that 0 could be genetically normal. I've seen it. I see it happens to people, right? And that's not me being negative. That's just me being rational and knowing that these things happen, right? So it's okay to have those mixed feelings. I think it's normal. That's a normal part of this process. But yeah, I mean, you sacrifice a lot to go through this, and you want to have room for error. So we're super happy to have the 4. We're just hoping 3 of those 4 are genetically normal, so we have some room for error, because just because they put an embryo inside of you doesn't mean that your body's going to accept it. And I wish it were different, but that's just not the case. So anyway, to have 17 eggs and 16 were mature and then 9 fertilized, it's I don't know, we felt a little disappointed. What else? I think that's pretty much our update. Next steps for us are just waiting for the genetic test to come back. And then we have an appointment with our doctor virtually to talk about how many embryos we're going to transfer. And then I'll go through another period of injections to prepare for transfer. And I will be doing injections if that pregnancy takes for 9 weeks. So that's something we're still learning about. We didn't know we were going to have to purchase more medication. So that's another fun financial stressor. And these injections are a step up. So they're intramuscular and they go in your glute. And it's a progesterone and oil injection. And so it's notorious in the community for giving you knots in your butt and it not feeling good because you're injecting oil. But it's going to be fine. We're going to document that, of course. And we're just, we're along for the ride. I don't know. This is long and I'm rambling, so.
You're not rambling. There's a lot to catch people up on. I mean, it's been a minute since we've done one of these.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get back into doing them a little bit more frequently. I think for a while with just the holidays and, I had grad school first term kind of coming to a close, and
which he got straight A's in.
Oh, thank you,
killing
darling.
it. Seriously.
And just with all of the stuff that we had going on, the updates kind of took a back seat. There are a few things that took a back seat for a minute, and that's okay. Part of this journey is just rolling with it, going with the flow. Mm-hmm. Even if you thought you were already a kind of go with the flow type person, this will put that to the test.
And it'll put somebody who's not a go with the flow person to the big test.
But we're doing it together, and there isn't anyone that I would rather do this with. So.
Oh, I love you.
Love you.
We really appreciate, those of you that have donated and shared our GoFundMe and just commented on our videos, giving us just words of support. It really means a lot. So thank you. I don't know why I'm crying. Hormones. And also I started making resin keychains, which have been really fun for me. That is also going to fund our IVF journey. So thank you to those of you who have purchased keychains from us. He's also helped me pour too. So it went from a me thing to an us thing. yeah, just thank you. Thanks for listening. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling.